bottom of our lakes and rivers, a silent predator waits for the right time to strike.
Terrifying video of an alligator moving in for the kill. He's about to attack an unsuspecting gator.
Killed a woman near Tampa.
That Fox 35 exclusive. A 9-foot alligator chomps down on a woman's head while she's snorkeling.
Authorities are investigating a death involving a large alligator.
That's JC Laverde swimming. And on the right, that's a 12-foot alligator charging right at him.
For Florida, gators can show up anywhere and at any time.
Alligators cause 8 unprovoked fatal bites yearly in the state of Florida. Are they something to be legitimately feared of? Are they an actual threat? Or just a force not to be reckoned with? Or maybe both?
In the world of American alligators, even with crocodiles as well, there is definitely a hierarchy. There's a pecking order with alligators. So, you're gonna have a male who's in his territory. In that territory, he lets in a certain amount of females year after year. Sometimes there might be some younger males that come in to try and take over. So there's definitely an order to socialization with these alligators. So you're gonna have your big male, who's your top dog. He has his females, and then there's some younger males that might come in years later to try and take over. Major key differences between juvenile and adult alligators. So juveniles, when they're babies, they're born, they're 6 inches long. It takes about 5 or 6 years for them to become what would be considered adults as alligators. So they grow a foot a year for the first 6 or 7 years and then slow down. Juveniles are going to do is they're going to kind of hide and stay away from as best as possible from adult alligators, because the bigger ones eat the smaller ones. That's a part of their life. Definitely, some social order for juveniles as well. They're establishing themselves. They're trying to figure out how to be a good alligator out there in the wild. Adults eat the big ones. That's part of their life. Even moms will eat their own babies. Babies only stay with their mom for about a year, and then they're kicked out of the house. They're on their own. If they stick around, mama's gonna eat them because she's got new babies coming. As they grow up and get bigger, they're learning how to more efficiently hunt, navigate their waterways and their life, and where eventually they might establish their home.
The adult male American alligators can grow up to 13 to 15 feet in length, while females are genuinely smaller, with an average length of about 10 feet. Alligators have armored bodies with tough, bony plates called osteoderms embedded in their skin, providing a tough layer of protection. Alligators are carnivorous and feed on a diet that includes fish, amphibians, reptiles. They are opportunistic hunters and often lie in wait for prey to approach. Alligators have a powerful bite thanks to their strong jaw muscles. However, the muscles that open their jaws are relatively weak. Therefore, an adult alligator's mouth can be held shut with moderate pressure. Alligators are prolific swimmers and have a streamlined body, a powerful tail, and webbed feet that make them well adapted to aquatic environments, making them deadly in the water.
The way that alligators react to humans, whether it be in the wild or human care, a wild alligator is going to shy away from humans. Unless they've been fed by people, they've been around people, they're typically going to stay away. Now, in the state of Florida, they estimate about 1.5 million to 2 million alligators. So pretty much every waterway, freshwater that is, has one. There will be an alligator in it, or there has been an alligator in it. Once you hand feed a wild alligator, they associate food with humans and they come closer. So kids feed them in their neighborhood pond, adults, whoever it might be. And then one day when somebody doesn't have food, that's when we have the problems. Whereas in human care, these alligators, more specifically here at Gatorland, we feed our alligators on a daily basis. So they get used to us, which could potentially make them a little bit more dangerous than a wild alligator, just because they're not afraid of us. They don't have that fear of humans. They've lost it. But as experts in working with them, we know how close we can get, what we can do around them, and we don't put our guests in any danger, close proximity in that fact, to put them in any danger. So some common misconceptions about alligators and their behavior, especially here in Florida, is everybody thinks that alligators are just going rampant and they're the most dangerous thing in the state of Florida. Well, yeah, sure, they are an apex predator and they can be very, very dangerous. But honestly, there's 1.5 million to 2 million alligators in the state of Florida. Almost half that population is down in the Everglades, down in South Florida, but they're not going rampant. So a female alligator is going to build her nest. She lays about 35 to 40 40 eggs average in that nest. Typically, only 2 or 3 of those in the wild survive to become an adult alligator. If every single one survived, we'd be looking at 17 million alligators in the state of Florida. So sure, at that point, if that were true, we'd have alligators going crazy all over the place. But that's not what happens. They get taken by predators. These guys are very defensive. So you mess with them, they're going to mess back. They don't want to be messed with. They don't want to be around humans. They don't want to be close to us. They want to stay away, and they want to live their life. Another misconception about them is, how big they can get. A lot of people think they get gigantic. They can, but back in the day, dinosaur time, they used to be a lot bigger. They've gotten smaller. Biggest alligator on record's 19 feet 2 inches. Another thing, misconception about them. How do you get away from an alligator that's attacking you? Everybody says run zigzag, and I want you to try running zigzag. You're going to trip and fall, and the gator's going to laugh at you. It's not true at all. Alligators are very quick. They can turn on a dime. Even adults going their top speed can turn around and bite their own tail. So running zigzag is not true. Made up a long time ago by somebody who wanted to see their friends get eaten by an alligator. You run straight. But they don't see us as food. Again, we're way too big for them. Alligators like to eat small things. They can run about 7 to 9 miles an hour. Thing is, when they decide to move, they don't push on that gas pedal and accelerate to 9 miles an hour. They start at 9 miles an hour when they go. But it's within that first 10 feet. Another thing, a lot of people, all the time you hear about alligators and the types of attacks that we have here in the state of Florida, most of those are on pets. So your dogs, all right? You're walking your dog around the body of water. Stay at least 20, 25 feet away from that water's edge. Alligators are going to see your dogs, your cats, whatever pet you might have as an easy meal. Especially small white dogs, they see them as fluffy marshmallows on a rope. All right, for whatever reason, gators love marshmallows. Have no idea why, but they do. So they see it as an easy meal. So stay away. Be well aware of your surroundings. So those are definitely some of the misconceptions about alligators. But definitely, these guys are prehistoric animals. They've been around for a long time. We want them to be here for a long time more. And they're just really, really awesome to take a look at, and this is what Florida's about. You think about alligators.